Hello, and welcome back to Factorio. This is a completely different format to my Crustorio playthrough. Here, we are on a world with a collection of mods, including Ribbon Maze, and it's really just having fun. So rather than exploring a mod pack or anything like that, we are just going to be building, launching a rocket, and then basically seeing in a ribbon maze type format what is the maximum science per minute that is possible to get. Now, I'm pretty sure it's a small number, but we're going to go for it anyway. If you're not familiar with ribbon maze, it gives you an overhaul for the map gen. There are land areas separated by water. You can't do anything much with the water, particularly not early game. At all of the dead ends of the maze, you have resource blocks. And then you can walk through the maze, explore it, and the further north we go, the richer the ore patches become. And they become really quite ridiculously rich. The flip side is, despite being very rich, you can't fit many mining drills on them. So until you've started to launch rockets and you've really pushed up that mining efficiency, you are encouraged to explore the maze. All right. In addition to this, let's have a quick look at the mods. So settings and mods. Okay, we have Bob's adjustable inserters. I'm intending to build really tight, careful, direct insert builds. So being able to adjust where the inserters pick up and drop off is really essential for me. The second mod is built-in beacons. This is a new mod. It provides tiers of machines which behave as if they had 8 or 12 speed beacons around them, and then you can fill them with prop mods. And again, this facilitates building compact direct insert builds, but without the sprawl you get where you have to surround everything by 12 3-tile entities to get all those beacons. I have Factorio because at some point I may decide I wish to make this whole maze beautiful. Editor extensions because it's useful sometimes to drop into an editor, and anyway for doing catch-ups and reviews. Then Robot World Continued. So this is a mod which gives you really early game robots, and they are really cheap. So you can build robots and roboports and things with just green circuits and gears and plates. So this playthrough, we are not going to be using belts at all. Train Supply Manager, because when we get into the train age, I want to decouple resource provision from resource consumption. I've never really got into LTN, and because this maze has all these dead-end ores, and some of them are quite ephemeral, it really makes sense to have some mechanic for harvesting resources, taking them to some waiting area, and then sending them on for processing. Okay, then squeak through. I am not that keen to be caught on pipes, particularly since we're constrained for space. I don't want to spend my entire life walking around builds. That would just be a bit sad. Okay. Then map settings bottleneck. Since later on this is going to become a performance map, it's useful having bottleneck. Ribbon maze, so we are 65 blocks wide. We are 64 squares to a block, so that's 2 chunks, 2 by 2. Everything else I've enabled maze loops. I think they're interesting as a topological feature, and I've enabled clearances. So there's a possibility that we will later on stumble across a large square or rectangular area which isn't just one maze unit wide. The other mod that is installed is one I wrote with some help from Discord. Thank you very much, Factorio Discord, which disables belts. So remember, we've got the early game bots. This playthrough, it is actually impossible to place any belts or any belt items on the ground. So we have no possibility of building, for example, a standard yellow belt smelting block. We just cannot build it. It's disabled. So, with all that said, let's get going. We have started off here, and I think we should have a quick walk around just to see what's going on. We have some interesting stuff in our inventory to start with, and one of the really important things to do early on is to get power. But for power, you need coal. Right, so here we are. So this is another resource dead end. There's something over there. Nice big chunk of copper. What I'm looking for is a bit of this which runs down along the water at the bottom. Oh, that's the other thing I should have said about Ribbon Maze. So it only provides water at the bottom of the screen. Now, I have enabled dead ends to contain water, but that's quite a rare thing to happen. It doesn't happen very often. Alright, so let's carry on down here. If we go down this way... Sorry, I'm zoomed right out at the moment because I'm trying to get a view for what's going on. So this is one of the dead ends that contains ore. And you can see below it, we have water. Okay? Now, because we're a bot-based playthrough, we need to get water immediately. We need to get water into electricity generation as soon as is possible, because we need to get our power so that we can run our bots. So let's go see if we can find a more promising bit of maze down by the water. Even with Squeak Through, we're getting stuck on these trees. So we may strike lucky if we go over the top here and right and down. In other news, I have a bit of a binge at the moment with Netflix and other streaming services, as you can imagine. I have a cup of Earl Grey black sat on the desk in honor of Jean-Luc, and I have a glass of vodka neat, no ice, in honor of Ivanova. Ah, this is what we were looking for. So this has water and it's not a dead end. So we can build some steam engines here. Yeah, and whereas my Factorio playthrough, I'm sticking to essentially half-hour episodes, this is just going to be me playing and talking rubbish for maybe an hour and a half. Right, so this has copper and no coal. And this looks to me like it's the edge of the map. I think we have... Yeah, I think that's the edge of our map. Okay, so let's see if we can find our way towards the other edge. Because obviously, at least early game, it's going to be a bit of a pain bringing coal down to here. Particularly given that we're going to have to do it by logistics bots, which are dog slow initially. Alright. Even if we had coal on the dead end, which is just above here, that's still far too far. What we need is a dead end like that copper one, which contains coal. Ideally mixed ore, but definitely coal. And we need... Right, let's see if we can just uncover this. that's not going to be useful. All right. I'm actually tempted to re-roll the map. Should we do that? Yeah, I think so. All right. Right, double check. Free play. All the stuff. No cliffs. Do I want cliffs? I just don't want the hassle of blowing up cliffs in a maze. Enemy bases, they're not peaceful. They do expand, but I've turned off time factor as evolution. I have pushed back the starting area to as big as possible. We have the research queue on. All right, let's try again. So we can't preview this because this looks like the same map. All right, let's change the map seed. Ah, this is better. Okay, this looks more workable. So we have a mixed ore to our right, to the east, and we have a bunch of coal here. So I think we can mine this coal, send it to power, and everything will be fine. Yeah. So on the map, let's see, how big is this? So 871k of coal. That should, fingers crossed, keep us going for a little while. All right, and I'm going to stay zoomed out. So it's probably going to be a case of setting up power over there against this water. Then over this way we have a mixed ore patch. So that's probably where our initial shop will end up being. Let's walk up there and double check it. All this water at the bottom. So this is a nice map to be working with. Yeah, so here we are. We've got a nice collection of patches of ore. So this is a nice lump of coal also. We're going to need that for smelting. Then we've got some iron, copper, stone, and it's all mixed in, but that's not a problem. We'll end up harvesting it all, smelting it all. Okay. And out this way, I think we've hit. Okay, there's more maze to our right, but we obviously can't get to it this way. And here's some iron. That's good because early game is quite iron hungry. Right, so what have we found? Nearly 1 million iron, not quite 1 million coal, and then the mixed patches here. I think that's enough to get us going. And then the way out must be up here. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is have a look at our inventory. We have 4 boilers, 8 steam engines. And because we have no power, we have nothing to do any work. The other thing I made the decision for was because I want this to be pretty much entirely a bot-based playthrough. I'm not really making any concessions to early game personal robots. Alright, so I think the way forward is to set up our initial power directly below here and then bootstrap from that to the big patch of coal as soon as we can. So I've done about 6 early games of this now, and the issue is always power. You need to get, basically you need to prioritize getting at least 1 full Steam setup, but ideally 2 Steam setups, and you need to get that ideally before you even really seriously start research. Alright. I'm just harvesting all this wood because it's going to come in useful in a minute. Okay. So let's start off by thinking about what our boiler setup is going to look like. We will move it, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Alright. Let's make a bit of room on the shore. Alright, and what is this stuff? Okay, well let's pick one up and have a look. It seems to take a lot of time to harvest. I mean, I know I've got a rubbish pickaxe and all, but... Okay. So I have a piece of green wood. Can be dried into raw wood. Fair enough. So we're just going to throw down power and... to hell with whether it's in the right place or not. There we are. Okay. We're going to set up the whole thing because robots are really hungry for power. There we are. And yeah, squeak through lets me get through these, which is good. Alright, I think the next one would go there. Alright, I'm going to line these up exactly. Okay, then we get... How's the best way to do this? I think I want to do it a bit like that. I'm just thinking about trying to fit... Is it possible to fit a roboport in the gap? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so let's go back to the neat, line them up in the middle approach. Okay, that will do. And then requesters. Okay, and these are going to request coal. I keep doing this wrong. So request coal, then you have to click on the green tick before you exit out. Then I can copy paste that. Yeah, that's all set. Great. And that is this whole system set up. So if this is 4 items, 8, 12, 16, 20. So that's how far up this would come. And we could put a... We can put a roboport here. Right, let's put one there. I've just got an eye to this being quite a hungry thing in terms of... Great. Grab these. What's going on? It should just be placing them over the blueprint, shouldn't it? So I don't know why it's decided to put them everywhere. Has something gone wrong? Is that supposed to be one higher? It is, I think. Right, let's take all of that out. Oh, didn't want to go out. I know I'm doing a bit of a Nilaus, but I really want to get this stuff set up properly. Right, so if that was... Is that correct? Yeah, it is. Okay, so the number one priority is going to be... That's all offset. How have I managed to do that? Is one of these wrong? That's in the middle, that's in the middle, in the middle, in the middle, in the middle. Don't know. I think I'm going slightly mad. Okay. And that's working that time. Okay, so we have power to this roboport. This roboport can have bots. Then let's put this pole in, and for now I'm just going to run power up the middle. Good. Now, where is a good place? I've got 9 roboports left. I need to join that with that. There. Good. Then we need to start mining. So let's start here because it's the closest place. And I don't see any point in being fancy. Okay, so that is one over the edge there. If we do that though, there's 4 tiles gap here which lets us fit roboports in. So I think that's a good idea. Now, I want to get up to this patch quite early, but we'll start off here. Okay, we can double that over. Is this really how I want to do it? Because the alternative is the speedrunner type thing. So that would look something like that. That actually looks quite neat, doesn't it? Okay, so those are uncapped provider chests. Okay, they're all powered. That's good. And we can copy that and flip it over there. Although I'm not going to currently because of the power drain. But I'll put down the blueprint. Good. Right, I have 50 units of coal. So let's see if we can get this whole thing bootstrapped up. So I'm just using Z to drop single bits of coal in to try and distribute this coal across all our boilers, because I would like all 4 of them to be running. There's no point dumping a stack of 50 into a single one. I need all of them going. Right, so here we are. Are we mining any coal? Yes, we have some coal. That's good. So there's 50 in there. We have 200 logistics bots. They are not yet fetching the coal. Okay, and what is the reason? These are not covered by logistics. Alright. So, let's walk around here. Okay. Now they're covered by logistics. And there are bots going off. I'm just going to put some wood in these. So once I see some robots coming back with coal, I'll believe that this thing is doing something. There we are. Wonderful. So, that's the beginnings of power. Let's head over here, grab these rocks. I've got a feeling I'm going to need the stone and possibly the coal. Okay, this has some coal in it, which is a good one. And in any case, I'm going to need this area for building soon. Right. So here we are. Now, how many of these are actually producing coal? 2 of them so far. Let's prioritize mining drills which overlap coal. There we go. Alright, so the next job is to set up some smelting. And I have 29 stone furnaces already. Alright, so I think we could start smelting pretty high up next to these guys. And what is smelting going to look like? Alright, so we're going to need a central power pole. Okay, so this would be requesters and providers. If I do that though, there's nowhere to put the inserter. So I think I have to leave a space. Right, if I do that, I may as well double up. We can put a power pole there. So this is going to request right. First of all, let's take a blueprint of that. Okay, this is going to request iron, and it's going to request coal. And that should result in some iron smelting. Okay. That looks like it's been given the iron ore. Good. And there's some coal, and we have our first actual smelting. Brilliant. Alright, so since we've done the careful row, we could do the expensive row. If we do that, I only have 3 mining drills left. That would take us to there. I'm just measuring all this out, because we're going to have to come back later and put all this down again. Okay, So then I can take this blueprint, there. Okay, and I can put down drills which cover coal, because they're the ones I really care about. That's got some coal. Yeah. Good. And I'm really prioritizing ones that have more rather than less coal. Okay, and there's an issue here. This does not have coverage. If I put this right in the middle, how does that look? Okay, so it's not reaching the edges. That does. Does that... Let's put it there for now. I can always move it later. Okay, so now these are in logistics range. And are we within map view for... No, we're not. But I can click on a power pole. So we're right on the edge of power. Okay. So to craft boilers, I need stone furnaces and pipe. To craft steam engines, I need stone furnaces, gears and pipes. So I think we need to start thinking about a factory. Alright. So if we had a second row of smelters, then maybe a third row of smelters, then our factory would start here. Like that. Alright. So, smelter, smelter. Okay, this doesn't... Let's do that. So then, I think I'm going to delete all of this except the power poles. I'm just using the power poles as a guide, as a ruler. Alright, so this is the first thing. We're going to make gears. And for now, we are just going to go with simple, stupid builds. We'll do complicated builds later, once we've got something going. Okay, copy that single stack restriction. Yeah, we set that correctly. This is going to make pipe. Good. Then, next machine. And for those of you saying these builds are boring, I say phooey. These builds are neat. Right, so... Yep, so this is requesting stone to make stone furnaces. We can now make our power. So this is going to be boilers. Yep, and steam engines. So that should be our power system ready to be built. The other things we need are arms and boxes. Now I have a starter pack of arms, And I think for now I'm just going to donate some to the cause, except I can't. I need to donate 16. Right. So what I could do is just put them in here for now. So that's 16 arms. That should get liberated from me. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Blue boxes. That should also be liberated by the construction pots. Okay, so let's head down and see if this is working. Wow, and it is. Awesome. I am really pleased with that. Alright, other things that are needed. Power poles. I don't know how many, to be honest. Alright. So, can we make power poles? Power poles require copper cable. Okay, and again, for now. Now, later on, we're going to be more sensible about how we do builds, but right now, I am just trying to get things going. Alright, so. Check nothing is uncapped. Okay, to make this work, we need some copper smelting. So let's put that here. Good, and let's set the request. So I want to request some coal, and I want to request some copper ore. Alright, so let's just have that. Now, we set up stone furnaces, didn't we? So there are 3 in there, so at some point these should get built. Yeah, they're getting built. Good, so we've got the start of the self-building factory. Very cool. Okay, can I craft a radar? I need some iron and copper for that. I don't have enough of either. Okay, we're really low on power. We have plenty of bots. What we don't have is all the steam engines. Okay, so these are going to get built out in some completely unhelpful random order. Oh, and there's no power poles. Okay. So let's see if the power pole production is happening. This has no wood. Alright. So can I make one of these? I need some copper for that. So let's have a look here. Let's take that. Make a storage chest. Good. We probably needed a storage chest anyway. I'm going to put it here for now. And I'm going to go in search of some wood within our construction area. So let's set this up for trees and rocks. And is there anything here? Not very much. But it's enough, I think, to get some poles built. Yeah, we've got some power poles built. So those power poles are now going to get placed. We are very low on power. I'm going to run down and force feed a boiler. Oh, actually, that's really not the problem, is it? There's coal everywhere. It is the boilers that are the problem. Alright, so let's So we're going to run out of power quite soon. Maybe I need to handcraft some of these. Can I handcraft steam engines? Because I need all the things to do that. Okay. Let's handcraft 13. Let's see if that helps. Okay. I'm now handcrafting lots of gears, which is not ideal. See if I can get through the build. Yeah. I'm liking squeak through. It does the job. Right, and it's really these initial boilers that are the important ones, because they get the steam engines going. Great, so how are we doing for power now? Pretty good, as long as we can keep the coal flowing. Okay, and for that we need mining drills. So I need to find... mining drills require green circuits. So we should probably think about a green circuit build. Now, while this is all shop-related stuff, let's just copy this. So this is our repeated tiling unit for the shop. Is that... So that could be an entire line of shop. We're going to have an entire line of smelting. We should probably start thinking about standard items like green circuits. So how many... I've got 13 assembly machines left. Alright. So we should set up a green circuit build. And I'd like to set it up below here. Alright, so normally a green circuit build looks something like this, where something like that. Or you can do direct insert 1-to-1. The issue is the green circuit machines need to be fed by 2 coil machines. They also need an input themselves of iron plate, and they need to produce a product. For example. Alright. So that feeds through. Then we need to feed each of these coil machines. And I want to keep the footprints as tight as possible. So in. So requester. That's quite a tight footprint. These can be overlapped between neighbouring greens. But power, where does the power go? So that and that are fine. Then I'd really want to put a power pole there. Or there. Which will make this requester here. But for that to work, I need a red inserter. So I think we're going to leave this build as it like this for now. Can I... Okay. So let's blueprint that in, even though we can't actually use it currently. And that whole thing... Can we... Not quite sure where to put it. I think here. Okay, and then there would be room for a second one here. Okay, let's set up the quests. So, and we'll cancel the coils here because the coils are being done by direct feed. Okay, and then out, out. And we are going to cap the outs to 2 stacks. I don't want all my resources to be turned into green circuits. Okay, so now that we've got that, we can make yellow arms. Great. Cap to 1 stack. I'm just trying to make sure that we are self-sufficient for everything we are using. Alright, so we are now fine for power, I think. I think we're in a very healthy position for power now. These are all running. We have a couple of steam engines that are missing. That doesn't have any... But I think we're good. Alright. Okay, so the next thing I think is mining drills. And we want the mining drills definitely to be capped to 1 stack. Otherwise extremely bad things will happen. Then... logistics robots, construction robots, roboports. This is so cool. And boxes. And it's actually using the manufactured arms. All right. Yeah, that's it. So that in there, that in there, that in there, that in there, that in there. So I think we are now self-sufficient. Oh, water pumps. And I actually don't know what water pumps need. There we go. So we're now self-sufficient for making all the things. And most of these are lagging. And I'm guessing they're mostly lagging for iron. Alright, so let's increase our iron smelting. So that is 12. So that's 12, so that's 24. That's the equivalent of 1 iron smelter. 4, 8, 12. That's half of the copper smelter. Great. How many products has this produced? 0. Alright. So let's find the next thing that's the bottleneck and address that. Alright, I think I can help this out by donating... Yeah, I can donate some things. Notice we've never even used the burner inserter. Cool. I can definitely lose 50 arms without worrying. Good. Then we have quite a lot of iron here. Okay, and we'll have to figure out what to do. What to do with the problems of roboports. That might be what we do. Good. Then we're going to need to put down chests, and I'm going to prioritize ones that have coal. Alright, so we've not done any research yet, and I'm aware of the irony of that. Let's put down this, because there's a recharge halo. I'm going to put down a second one here as well, just to forestall any recharge halos that may appear in the future. Good. So we're getting there, aren't we? So let's have a look at the things. This is low on iron, which is understandable because everything is using iron currently. We still don't have everything here going. Okay, how are we doing for bots? So, we're using all of our logistics bots. I think the thing to do is to insert more. And for now, we are just going to actively insert more bots. Is this the right place to do it? No, I think I'm going to do it down here somewhere, just so that we've got a bit of space. Right. So this is going to request logistics bots. And for now, it's just going to insert them. Yeah. Good. So we start off with 200. We now have 203. Be still my beating heart. All right. Then to continue the power pole pattern. There we are. So I think we can then take essentially this. Alright, I'm just going to put these in because I would like. I want something that I can blueprint, basically. There. So that. The Roboport mucks it up. We're doing okay for power. I'm just a bit paranoid about power because in the past that's been a problem. Okay, so we're good for this. Gears. So the gear machine is working fairly consistently. we have 3 gears. So I think it's time to start thinking about gear production. And gear production is a bit like green circuits. It's one of those things we should probably come up with a sustainable plan for that minimizes okay, am I out of yeah, I am. I'm out of machines. Okay, can I craft a machine? No, because we don't have the research unlocked. Okay, so we have a problem here. What do I do? Okay, so probably what I do is I craft ten science packs to get automation. Okay, grabbing those is not going to be helpful. Good. So we're going to just get automation done. Okay, then after automation, is there anything else I care about right now? I don't think there is actually. This gives me belts, but you know, this is a belt-free playthrough. Everything is below electronics, but I think we can deal with that once we have automated machine production. Okay, which machine here is going to be sacrificed to make assembly machines? It's going to be this, isn't it? Because we basically don't care about pumps. We have probably all the pumps we're going to need for quite a while. Okay, so let's take that away and blueprint a new one down. Take that away. Blueprint a new one down. We can now make assembly machines. Good. Okay, so I think we're now at the point where we could potentially automate science. Can I help this along at all? Yeah, it's the gears. So we need a dedicated gear machine, and alright, so I was partway through doing that when I got sidetracked. So we're going to have some green circuits here. Let's start with some gears this side. There we go. Okay, that's 4 gear machines, which should be enough to begin. See if I can steal some iron from somewhere. Craft a bunch of gears by hand. I wish the research thing wouldn't flash. It's just annoying. Good, so we're getting some gears made in slightly larger volumes now. And how are we doing for logistics? So we're up to 216. They're all active. And power, fine. Our power use is going up, but very slowly. My worry is that because we will run low on logistics bots, that we will... yeah, so these things aren't fully running because we don't have the... Okay. So what is the solution here? These are not fully running because we don't have enough logistics bots to feed them. Okay, these should all be limited to 2 stacks. Okay, so that will at least prevent logistics bots moving copper around. That'll free up some for moving iron. So these will continue to craft until they've put an entire stack of copper inside the machine, as well as the... That kills that. Alright, let's go around and do this everywhere. Okay, so let's take that. Do that. Good. This kind of micromanagement is not really my bag. Okay, I think that's good for now. That will get those backed up, which will give us more bots free for the iron smelting. So we've made 27, which is pretty good. Okay, we have some assembly machines in here. Okay, how many? 2. That's enough to start thinking about a red science build. So the red science build I'm going to do further down. Now, red science is normally 10 machines or 5 machines. And red science requires a 1 gear machine for the 10. Let's come over here. That's right. So if this made gears, so we could feed red science machine there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I fit 3, 4? Okay, can any of these share outputs? Because I really want to share as many boxes as possible. Oh, they also need inputs, don't they? Because they... Right, so these require copper plate as well as gears. So if this was a requester chest, and this requested the copper, then we could have a provider chest. The output, sorry, that they output to. So how do I fit 5 of this time of arrangement around this? Okay, so that's that one. I can do that. And I could do that. Okay, then right, so the issue is the 5th one. So maybe I'll just do a build of 4. So if this was to be all powered up, we don't have bigger poles yet. Okay, so that's a requester there. All right, take out that. And this is feeding 2 of them, so 3 copper is not enough. Let's make it 10. Okay, 60. That's fine. So this should be a science module. Maybe when we get long hand inserters, we can get the 5th machine in. Let's cut that. Where do I actually want science? So we have green circuits, gears, shop. We will probably have another row of shop behind. So I think, yeah, behind this row here. Okay, so that is my red science build. Now, what do our labs look like? I want to share a central requester. So what's going on here? So this is happening. This is waiting on gears. It's doing a craft, that's fine. So this powers all this up. This is going to request red. Green. Whoops. Military. Blue. Purple. Gold. Space. Set that down to 200. Okay, so that's our lab arrangement. Pull that off. And we're going to have quite a few labs. But let's start off with them here. And I've got 10 in my inventory. Is that about right? In terms of tiling? We could, yeah, that's about right for tiling. Okay, so I'm going to put that blueprint in here. And I am going to... Can I craft another few of these? I can't yet, so I'm going to put these down manually. Good. So what next? Electronics. Circuit network. Then we can control... that requires green signs. Let's get rid of that. I'm keen to do circuit network as early as possible because I want to limit the bots that go in. Right, fast inserters, definitely. Steel, optics, turrets, walls. In no particular order. Okay, we have big recharge problems. We'll just keep adding roboports. Good. So most of these appear to be working, although they're moving suspiciously slowly. Alright. Because of our recharge problems, I think we are not getting power down. Right, let's have a look here. So this miner has coal. Oh, it only has one. And if we head up here... Yeah, so we haven't been mining coal, basically. We've been mining everything else. So maybe we're in a problem. I'm wondering if what I should do is manually pull up a bunch of miners and put them down on this coal patch. Okay, so let's take that. Okay, that's 8 of them. Okay, so I think I basically went too far too fast. Right, so we now have dedicated coal mining. And what I'm going to do is go through all of this, finding all the coal, which is a thankless task. There's not a lot here, is there? Okay, there's quite a lot in the smelting. Right, let's head down, see if we can bootstrap this back up. Alright, so that's bootstrapped up. Good. And what I'm going to do is, just out of paranoia, I'm going to go and stand up near these coal machines. See if anything's actually incoming. No, they're too far away, I think. Alright, let's see if we can nod things in the right direction. Get rid of those. Get rid of those. Get rid of those. Get rid of those. And still nothing's coming up. So it thinks it can matchmake all the orders. So there is coal coming down. It's just being used as fast as it arrives. Right, so we have charging problems still. At least it's with empty bots. Oh good, we're getting coal from here now. Great, so I'm now going to do the dense miner thing. There. And I'm just aggressively scaling up the amount of coal mining we have. Good. So once we're stable again, I can reinstigate the other miners. Okay, grab some of this. And we'll just keep the boilers going until the whole thing hopefully is bootstrapped up. Oops. So I'm pressing W and Z, west to go up, and Z to drop single items. I'm just trying to keep all the boilers going. Okay. So that's the best I can do. Okay, we've got a power problem up here, which doesn't help. Power pole missing. That was 1/16 of our coal production nixed. Alright, so then... Not coal, I don't think I care. Any coal's a goal. So we're low again. So I've got quite a few stacks of coal now. So I can run down, put those in manually. Okay. if this continues to be a problem where it's just not self-sustaining, I'll have to find some other solution. Okay. For example, I may need to disable a lot of the smelting. How is this going? So the ones to look out for are near the bottom, because they're the ones the bots have to travel the furthest for. So I think we may be okay. I think we may have matched production now. We will find out. Great, so we have a lot of stuff. I think what we need to do is get to the point where we can set up coal on that other patch over to the west. Because once we can tap that, we can set up a double size burner array. So this has 74k, this has 800 and something. So if we can set up one of these down here, fed off this, then we're good. Okay. How am I doing for power poles? I have 19. And how many are there manufactured? Right, where's the machine for them? 50. That's good. So I'm going to start dragging power over. And I'm going to drag power over across level with the top here. Great. And we'll replace all this with big poles once we have them. Awesome. So we're going to set up some mining here. I will need electric mining drills. Okay. So we're doing optics. What do I need for this? Logistics. Then I can get those things. Those all seem really useful. Okay, stuff is happening. Ooh, everything here appears to be the right colour. So maybe we are okay. This is all... not as good as it could be. But not terrible. Right, mining drills. I have 10. I'm going to need a lot more than 10. Alright. So rough, this is, with a whole load of things removed, 36. So 60 or so is what we're looking at. However, I probably need about 50 to run... Yeah, I probably need about 50 to run the whole array. Right, so I've got 50 boilers. Let's go back there. Boiler. So I only need 40 boilers. And I need 80 of these. They stack to 10. So I need 8 stacks. Good. I need 80 arms. That's 50. It'll make some more. I'll need some pipe. I'm going to need a lot of wooden power poles. But then, you know, for a while that's just how things are. So these are not buffering up, they're low on iron. Right, so we are... This has 11 coal in it. 13, 12. I'm just worried we're going to brown out again. 11, 10. I need to see this go up to 12 or 13. 12. So we're just exactly on the edge. So I don't really have the power to increase smelting. Take all of those. How are we doing? So we've got 17 mining drills currently. All of those. Alright. Well, we can start this off. So I can take this as a blueprint. And we'll start off by placing it against a wall. Good. Now, do I want... Yeah, I may as well put that logistics thing there. Okay. Can I craft an offshore pump? No, I don't have the stuff. I can chop all this. Okay, this is taking a while. Good. Okay, so that's the basics set out. Good. Then if we copy that, we can flip it over. Okay, then can we copy the whole of that? Put it there. Now the power poles will all be wonky, but I actually don't care. Alright, so do I have any fuel? Yes, I do, but I don't have any roboports. Alright, so let's head up to the top. Let's start from the middle. This will become much easier to place once we have robots. And better power poles. Right, so we need some provider chests. Do I have any arms? Yes, I do. Good. Okay, so that's 20 of those. I need another 20. Can I make... No, I can't even craft that. So I need any mining drills that are going spare. I need provider chests. I need rubber ports. Okay, what more can I research while I'm here? Steel axe, long-handed inserters. Military. Great. So let's have a look over here. Another 15 of those, that's good. All of those. 11 steam engines is not great, but it's better than none. All the providers, all the requesters. All the roboports. Okay, this is probably the last thing I'm going to do before I stop for the evening. Oh, and I need water pump. Oh, and... Did I unlock the circuit network? No, that's a green research. Okay. Yeah. Wish I could run faster. Pipes. I wonder if there's problems with the original one with the pipe placement, because they're all... A lot of those are wrong. Oh, I should have collected some robots as well. Right, power poles are in weird places as well. Great. So what I've done here is added a lot of power drain for no benefit. Let's head up, put down these passive providers. Good. Okay, this power network is not connected to that power network. And that's on purpose, right? Because I don't want to suddenly attach this and kill the other one. Now I think... Yeah, that's the square just below the power. So, there. And that does cover those miners. So let's run back, get some get some logistics bots, fire this up, and then join the networks. Oh, I think I still don't have a water pump. So the water pumps should be in storage. All right. I'm just going to handcraft a bunch of bots. This is storage. Let's take 4 of those. Craft some more yellow boxes. I'm going to take some construction bots as well. Alright. I've only got 50 of those. I'm looking for things that have roughly the right... Right, 300. Let's make all 300. This is all very on the edge, not quite dying. I think not quite dying is the most polite way I can put it. Good. So I think all the requests are done. Let's just double check. They are, yeah, they're requesting coal. We have this going up here. Oh. Good. Let's run down because I need to make sure water is going in. There. Good. We have some power. Let's go up to this. Put in all of our bots. There is some coal. Let's have a look on the map. I just want to check these are separate networks. Yes, they are. Good. Now, are there any robots coming up? No, because this is still charging. Alright. Let's help this out. Right, we have a bit of coal. Right, that's got about a quarter of those going. And we have some logistics bots. Okay, so I can add more logistics bots. Good, we have some bots coming back. Providing power, which is then being fed in. Are we self-sustaining? We may be. Yeah, there's definitely things flying backwards and forwards. Adding more mining drills may not be productive at this point. but I think we're doing all right. Good. All right. So that's more than doubled the coal production. So down here, what we don't need is recharge issues. Good, let's head up to the top and we'll just place a couple of these behind. Right, I'm not even sure if that's the right place, but it's certainly not the wrong place. So how are we doing here? We are pretty good. So I think at this point, if I join this production to the other one, that should be us good for power. I think that's us done. Good. Let's check the bot situation. All of them are in use. Let's give them all the ones we've handcrafted. I am very pleased with that. So, can I craft a radar? No, I can't. Of course I can't. Right, I'm going to leave it there. We've done quite a lot today, though. We have got dedicated power. We've got mixed ore power. We have a basic shop. We have red science. So I am calling that success. You can call it what you'd like. I still have a bit of tea left, and I have a little bit of vodka left. And on that note, thanks so much for watching. The plan is that I'll do an episode or a catch-up episode of this each Sunday. See how the spirit moves me. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Please leave comments because they make my world go round at the moment. Stay at home, stay safe, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.